bio versus non-bio majors for pre-med?
She makes some really good points. Go back and watch that whole video. I was a non-traditional applicant to medical school. I was a cultural anthropology major as opposed to like a physical anthropology or archaeology major. And I went to a liberal arts college, so a lot of the coursework I did was not basic science. I didn't end up deciding that I wanted to apply to med school until my senior year of college, and so what ended up happening is that I graduated and then I took the prerequisite courses after graduation. And one of the reasons I made that decision is that in my exploration of cultural anthropology, I became interested in the field of medical anthropology. And because of my strong liberal arts background, I performed significantly better on the verbal portion of the MCAT than the other sections of the MCAT. I actually ended up teaching the verbal part of the MCAT on for Kaplan, um, and my scores on the other sections were not bad. But I do think that having a high verbal score and having that liberal arts background and having a story about why that background led to my interest in having a career in medicine was something that set me apart as I was applying for medical school. I have never been on a medical school admissions committee, so don't take this as expert advice. But I have done a lot of interviews and sat on admissions for for both residency and fellowship. What I can say from going through those committee meetings to decide who is going to be, how we would set up our rank list is that applicants that get more consideration are those that have an interesting story to tell when it comes to why they want to do what they want to do, why they want to do that particular residency, that particular fellowship, or why they want to go to med school in general. This is just anecdotal, but when I was teaching the verbal portion of the MCAT, there were several students in my class who were very strong in the basic sciences. And I know the MCAT is scored differently now, but back in the day, the highest score you could get on an individual section was 15. And these were people who were getting like 14s and 15s on the basic science sections, but their verbals were very low, like 7, 8. And that was keeping them out of medical school, probably. I mean, that's what they told me, that they needed a higher MCAT score. And they were having no problems with the sections of the test that were very basic science focused and came from their major. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer here. Obviously, many people that go into medical school are biology or basic science majors, and that is great. But I think she makes some really good points about, do what you love and understand your own story about why you want to go into medicine and be able to communicate about that effectively. I think that is really important.